It's the 2K Sports Pregame Show.
Hello and thanks for joining us on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Ernie Johnson here alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith as we get ready for this very special broadcast of the NBA. And our coverage tonight will be coming to you from Detroit, where the Pistons will be going up against the Charlotte Hornets. Taking a look at the Hornets, they haven't quite been able to shake the mediocrity that dogged them last season, and they're hovering around that 11th spot in the East. And tonight we'll be seeing Andre Drummond, pound for pound, one of the toughest players in the game, a monster in the post. Guys, is he the most physically punishing player in the league, Shaq?
Yes, the amount of space he takes up in the middle is impressive. He shrugs off all sorts of contact inside.
Well, he's got a blend of size and explosiveness, which is kind of unique. I haven't really seen a big man ever with size and explosiveness ever.
I can't really recall anybody either. Kenny, it's an excellent point. Yeah. I mean, I'm racking my brain going back years and years and years in this league, and I can't think of a guy who is as physically punishing and intimidating just when you look at it.
And you think about it, you could look around, there's pictures of players all in this room, and I still can't see anyone who has that kind of cut.
Whoa! What?
Take it back to Kevin, Ernie.
Okay.
Oh! Shaq was pretty imposing.
No, don't say it now. It's too late.
That's right.
It's too late. I don't want to hear it.
Right behind Andre Drummond. You got my vote.
Tell him sit down. Be humble. 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 Sit down.
Welcome to the NBA here on 2K Sports, a special Martin Luther King Day edition. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge is joining us from the sideline. We're in Detroit, Michigan. The Pistons are playing before their hometown crowd. On paper, you'd give them the edge, but of course they're not taking anything for granted. They'll look to come out strong and prove they're the better team.
And they can put themselves into a great position in the season series by winning tonight. They've won the first one, 2 to go after this, so they'd be assured of at least a split.
Any win is important, especially when it's against a team in your conference. You know they want to win this one badly.
And let's go straight over to David Aldridge for a report before the tip-off. Hey, Dave.
Well, guys, Stan Van Gundy has coached the likes of Alonzo Mourning, Shaquille O'Neal, and Dwight Howard. But he said, as a rebounder, Andre Drummond is as good as anybody, if not the best that I've ever been around. He just goes out and gets the ball. Drummond said it's just a will. The will to get the ball most people won't jump for. I just put myself out there. Kevin?
Thanks, D.A. And Drummond is just a hulk of a man. He's really the backbone of this team. Well, Smitty, we have a fantastic matchup between two of the top centers in the league right in front of us here. It's a throwback to an era of an earlier time when big men were dominant in this league.
Kevin, I remember those days when you just sat down, you wanted to see Shaq versus Ewing, Hakeem versus David Robinson. Those were fun. Yes, as a guard, we had matchups, but you know that was different. Those were the big men battling. Yes. I miss those days.
I do too. Tip-off goes to Charlotte. Outside, Batum. He gets it in there.
And there's the first bucket of the evening.
Should be an interesting game. Both teams coming in ready to do battle.
And as great as Nicholas Batum is, the one issue he's dealt with, Greg, his entire career is staying consistent during games.
And with his skill set, it is hard for Batum to be completely absent. He can play, though, too passively at times when you know what he's capable of. And he's at his best when he is active and aggressive. And Batum brings length and a versatile game to his spot on the wing, and his defense always a big asset for this team. He's the kind of player that everybody needs to have out there, kind of a glue guy.
So let's take a look at the Charlotte starting lineup. MKG and Williams are the forwards. Walker and Batum teaming up in the backcourt, and it's Howard in at the center, locking down the middle. The Pistons shooting their first free throw this game. Free throw, no good for Drummond.
And looking at this Charlotte roster, really the strength of it is their perimeter play. A good collection of dynamic playmakers and shooters from that point guard to small forward position. They are the bulk of this team's offensive threats.
Bradley kicks to Drummond. Good D by Howard. Kid Gilchrist with it, now guarded by Bradley. 2 points, that one goes.
And where's the help? Obviously a missed rotation, something they're going to want to patch up.
Only the first quarter. Guys are getting in a groove, but communication on the defense has to be better.
Greg, the Hornets were strong outside, but weak inside. I guess they've addressed that weakness, going for Dwight Howard.
Yeah, they went out and got what they felt could be an anchor on that front line. And listen, he's going to provide that rim presence that they lacked a season ago. The question is, can he also give them some punch offensively?
It's Drummond, high post, kicks it to Harris. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
Difficult to stop inside. Harris with the excellent feel and touch around the basket.
That one good for 2.
You know, that's another good play call. They are shooting 80% to start this game.
For Detroit, they've gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Smith drawn the double team. Drummond. Good D by Howard.
That was against good defense. He tried to sneak it in, though. We've seen him do it plenty of times.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Knocked away. And out of bounds. The Pistons will take it. Just about 2 minutes into the game, first quarter of basketball. To the left wing. And Harris wide open. He shoots and misses it off the right side of the rim. Here's Kid Gilchrist. Good, and it's Williams who picks up the assist. And that's now 6 points for Michael Kid Gilchrist. Pistons shooting well off their usual numbers, around 29% so far. Smith the pass to Drummond. Tipped away. Stolen by Walker. Here's the break. Here's Williams. And it's Williams throwing it down.
And when you build a big lead like this, especially early, you have to guard against the letdown.
Yeah, this is where it gets interesting. Do they start to coast, or do they go right for the juggler?
And the Pistons with possession here. After the basket by Charlotte, and Marvin Williams picks up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him.
Already his second foul here in the first makes it a tough decision whether to leave him in or not.
The Pistons working the ball around now.
And how about the interior defense here early on? They have really shut down the middle.
A baseline J. Here's Howard. Here's Batum. Persistence pays off as they finally hit a shot. Batum's got 5 now.
Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
And the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Chicago.
And a lot of people thought they were the favorites going into that one, but ended up being a much tougher game than most anticipated, and they just fell short.
And Steve, when you reach this midway point of the season, the All-Star break approaching, how many teams are looking forward to get some rests at this stage?
I think a lot. I think sometimes when you have guys have that nagging injuries, you're looking for that break. Some teams have not been playing their best. You want to just get some time away, and hopefully you can come back at the All-Star break. So having this week-long All-Star breaks now, it helps the body, it helps the mind, and a lot of these teams, it gets them back on track.
Kind of hit that reset button, huh?
Yes, I've been hitting that a lot.
Just a moment to look back at how things were last season for this team as we look at the shot breakdown for the Hornets.
And the three-pointer was their preferred weapon. It can be a risky strategy, but it's one that more and more teams have embraced over the years.
Bobbed up there for Drummond and stolen by Howard. And now in transition, here's Williams. Here we go. And finished off by Kid Gilchrist.
And from the opening tip, they have been in complete control of this one.
Dominate on the court, and it's showing up on the scoreboard. Let's see if they can maintain this level of intensity.
Here's Smith. After the basket by Charlotte. Here's Drummond. Offensive struggles continue, missing again.
Awfully hard to get back into the game when one of your key shooters is this ice cold and has been all quarter.
Here's Bullock. It's good, the assist that time from Smith.
Taking what the defense offers up, Smith with good vision there finds the open man.
Tries from 16. Kid Gilchrist, no luck.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Bullock dishes to Harris. Pass to Bullock. Puts up a three. No good on that one. And Charlotte will go the other way with it. They come into this one following a loss to the Thunder.
Yeah, guys, they were forcing it a bit in that one and shot a relatively low percentage because of it.
But you have to give them credit for being aggressive. The problem is they played too much hero ball. You have to be willing to make the extra pass.
Here's Harris following the basket by Nicholas Batum. And Bradley gets it to go.
Beautiful execution, the rhythm, the timing, and Avery's a good finisher off the catch.
Pistons trailed by 11. Poked loose. And so the ball out of bounds. Howard touched it last.
And a quick check of the stats for Drummond. He's been fantastic over the last 10 games or so. First in rebounding, 16th in steals. And of course, rim protection always at a premium. That's an important part of his game. Top 20 in block spurt.
And just going back real quick to the fact that he's tops in the league in rebounds, what a tremendous feat. What a monster he is in the paint. Here's Walker. Now in the scoring column with that deuce. 1 for 2 this game.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
Smith kicks to Bradley. Tipped away. Stolen by Walker. Ahead. That's in. He's got 2 made now, and he's shooting 2 for 3.
And really focused on establishing dominance down low. And guys, it's working.
They have played physical, they have owned the paint, and they have built up a decent lead here in the first.
And it's Smith missing.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Second chance shot, and it's Howard laying it in. Howard's got his first points in this one.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Inside. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. And again, Charlotte running the court in transition.
Defensively, they've got to pick up the intensity. Hard to win surrendering this high a field goal percentage.
Pistons trailed by 19. Now a timeout called by Detroit. And the bad boy Pistons, perhaps the greatest group this franchise has put together and also one of the most memorable in the history of the NBA. Smitty, you played against some of those guys. What was that like?
Well, first of all, Kevin, I got a chance to grow up in Detroit, watching these guys, being around them, being able to practice. I mean, they were a total tight group. They had some great characters in Lambeer and Rodman and Sally and Dumars and Isaiah and the microwave. But they played extremely hard, and obviously the style of play was defense, rebound, and put you on your butt.
And look, you never want to see a team gut you this way. Really a good timeout.
Some of this is just a matter of toughness, a willingness to play physical inside, something we're not seeing.
And let's step aside for a minute to look at some of the point guards who have been doing a whole lot more than passing lately. They're the top scorers at that position over the last 10 games. Second is Kemba Walker.
Well, this is a collection of maybe the most well-rounded players in our league. I mean, to see those kinds of scoring numbers from the point guard position is crazy.
There are so many point guards in this league today who can put points on the board. Just look at those numbers.
And it's good for 2.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
Pistons trailed by 19. Smith kicks to Bullock. They get it back. Drummond, and there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time.
And they've come out with a take-no-prisoners approach on the glass here tonight, guys.
Smith against Walker. Smith the pass to Bullock. Smith dishes to Bradley. And fouled on the shot, so the bucket counts and a chance for one more here.
An all-around handful to deal with. Tobias with a strong move for the potential +1.
And Tobias Harris, the former Tennessee Volunteer. You would think a player who has been so efficient, Steve, on offense his whole career wouldn't have bounced around as much as he has.
It is surprising how much he's changed teams. Always a factor on offense, and he doesn't need many touches. If I'm a coach, I love to have him as an option.
Looking at who's out there now for the Pistons. Anthony Tolliver. He's checked in for Drummond. Johnson comes in for Reggie Bullock. Langston Galloway's checked in for Bradley. And it's Dwight Bikes in for Ish Smith. And we see the game of basketball gaining popularity, Steve, around the globe. Do you see a difference in the number of international players in the league now versus, say, when you came into the league?
You know, Kevin, back then I saw it. It was probably 90% of guys from United States and then 10% international. That number right now is starting to grow. It is getting closer and closer to 50-50. And the reason why, scouts now, with the technology, you can find a guy all over this globe, and guys are coming over here taking the game serious. I think it's going to come down to wherever you're from. If you're fundamentally sound, you have a chance to make it in the NBA.
And you know, Steve, a credit to current NBA and college coaches for making these summertime pilgrimages overseas to teach the kids in Yugoslavia and Serbia and all over the globe about the game of basketball. I think that has also sped up the development, and that's, again, a reflection of the international player coming to the NBA.
You're totally right. The global games and guys got to get a chance to see. I think it really started with the Dream Team, the original Dream Team. Everybody international are loving this game, and I think the players who listen and go out and work on their game, they have a better chance.
And the Pistons with possession here. Following the miss by Frank Kaminsky. Harris. They get a hand on it. Charlotte leading by 18. Here's Batum, and the layup is good. Batum's got 9.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
On the wing, Johnson. Fouled in the act of shooting. A 3-point play chance coming up.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
And Stanley Johnson, the youngster out of Arizona, grew up in Los Angeles where he was the high school player of the year. You know, Steve, he hasn't had the easiest time adjusting to the NBA, but he certainly has room to improve, and right now the offense just isn't there for him.
You know, the question is, people are saying, is time ticking away for Stanley to prove that he's a rotation player? He's kind of predictable on offense. People pushes him to go right because he only goes right. Just hasn't developed the way the team was hoping for.
For so long, the Hornets have been one of the most disciplined teams, Greg, in the NBA.
Yeah, you look at how this team takes care of the ball, and from the first guy to the last, it says something about how much pride they take in that. Minimizing turnovers goes a long way in terms of winning games. It's been a part of the basketball culture with the Hornets for quite some time.
So it's the Pistons now after Jeremy Lamb's miss. Clock at 6. And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense. Detroit shooting their 4th attempt at the free throw line right here.
And 75% on the season as a unit from the free throw line.
Shooting 1.
Here's Bikes. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Bulls in Chicago. He feeds it to Galloway. Clock at 6. Drains it from beyond the arc.
Oh, a good open look, and he sprays it home from 3.
Now here's Lamb. Not a lot of room, and he drops in the layup off the glass. And the Hornets lead by 15.
And you have to like the location of this pass. Gives it to him where he can do something with it.
Bikes kicks to Johnson. They set the pick. And Detroit again with the bucket.
How about the screen that frees him up, though, for the jumper?
Now here's Lamb. D right on him. It doesn't go for him. Here's Bikes. That one falls. Coming off the Johnson feet.
Sharing the basketball. Plenty of guys talk about it, but not everyone does it.
Here's Kaminsky, and finished off by Kaminsky.
And they are very comfortable running their offense through Walker. And you can see why. Drops a sick dime right there. That pass was right on the money.
So it's Detroit now, after the basket by Charlotte. Off target at the rim.
And he's already patted himself on the back and forgot to put the ball there in the basket.
Kaminsky scored the basket. His 4th. He's only missed 1 of his 5 shots tonight.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
Here's Bikes, guarded by Walker. Here's the teardrop. That's tipped. And a fast break now for the Hornets. Oh, and there's the one-handed jam.
And on the defensive side, just a failure to match up.
Well, the one thing you want to take away is anything at the rim. Just too easy.
Detroit, no good that time either. Hornets leading by 17. Here's O'Brien, and that one drops for him. O'Brien's got his 2nd basket.
And the point differential tells the story. Their two-way play has been outstanding.
You know, it's a matter of effort plus talent. You need both to dominate this way.
Now here's Walker. He's coming off a 19-point game against Oklahoma City.
And one of the big ways he came through was at the foul line. They couldn't contain him. He was equally effective at scoring baskets as well as getting to the line.
Bikes kicks to Tolliver. Bikes the pass to Tolliver. Nice ball movement by Detroit. They need this. Kicks it out to Johnson. Here's Bikes, guarded by Walker, stolen by Walker. Whistle on the play, bucket's good, he'll go to the line.
And when you're on the road, this is how you silence the crowd. Tremendous all-around play.
It's led to a big lead. Credit the leadership on this team. They've kept everyone focused on what matters.
One shot.
The free throw drops for Lamb. Johnson the screen, right wing. Here's Kennard. Shot is good off the back rim and in. Kennard's got his first points of the game.
The defense was clearly not on the same page. No one picked up the open man.
And so it's the Charlotte Hornets holding a 22-point lead as the quarter wraps up. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And before the game, we heard from Kemba Walker. He talked about his mentality when he steps out onto the floor.
Play free. Just play like playing street ball. Just have fun. Just play the game that you've been playing, forever.
Infectious enthusiasm. You see it every time he steps on the floor. Thanks again for joining us, and welcome back to our special Martin Luther King Day presentation of the NBA. And a comfortable margin for the Hornets here, guys.
And boy, I tell you, it didn't take them long to find their rhythm. Strong offense through one.
Yeah, their scoring's been on point. They've got the early lead. Always feels good when that happens.
And Charlotte, looking at who they've got. Jeremy Lamb out there with Monk. Then it's Kaminsky, and it's O'Brien in at the 4. Now here's Johnson. Pass to Kennard. His three-pointer's off the mark.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Wasted no time on that one. O'Brien's got 6 points.
And a lot of teams avoid the mid-range jumper, but they seem to be using it well.
Bikes dishes to Johnson. Now the pass to Kennard. Tolliver for 3. Nailed from three-point land.
I mean, just a good shooter taking what the defense allows. Finds some space out beyond the arc.
Here's Bikes. Rebounded by Kaminsky. Kaminsky's got rebound number 5 here tonight.
Terrific vision there with that pass. Hit his teammate perfectly in transition.
Here's Bikes. Taking a look at the scoring numbers, right now he averages about 9 points a game.
You know, when you see a Stan Van Gundy team, you know that defense will be a key for them. He has handpicked his players here in Detroit. It's one of Van Gundy's trademarks, as well as what the Pistons franchise has been known for.
Tolliver with the bucket.
It's amazing. He is on fire here in the second period after going scoreless in the first.
And it's thrown down hard with both hands.
And no doubt they've been the more efficient team in this first half.
Because they've been patient, they're finding good shots. That's why they've hit a much higher percentage from the floor.
And Smitty, you actually played under Stan Van Gundy when you were with the Heat. What was it like playing for him as a coach?
Well, he demands a lot from you, but he's fair. He's a great X and O coach. But the one thing about Stan you have to get used to is all the screaming.
Detroit's gone 2 of 4 from three-point range so far in the second quarter. Pass to Kennard. The dish to Tolliver. That's tipped, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Pistons will retain possession. Some teams live and die by the 3. Let's check out the best. In the third spot, the Pistons.
No doubt they have snipers on that roster, that's for sure. It's been a terrific year for them from beyond the arc.
Reggie Bullock, he's checked in for Johnson. The Hornets also with a sub. Howard's checked in. Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. There's a victory here for the home team last time these guys met.
Yeah, really ratcheted up the pressure in their last matchup, getting steals and just creating havoc defensively.
Their D was just phenomenal in the last game. We'll see if they bring that same intensity again.
Drummond's checked in for Detroit. Ish Smith comes in for Dwight Bikes. Charlotte also making some changes. Williams, he's checked in for Kaminsky. And Michael Kidd-Gilchrist subbed in for Bacon. Here's Kennard. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. Count it. Hornets leading by 22. It's taken away by Smith. And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2.
The change of pace element that Smith brings, he's a tricky cover, which can lead to these kinds of fouls. You know, last season was a strong one for Ish Smith. He filled in as a starter, and he came off the bench. More of a scoring point guard, but he did a nice job of setting the table for everybody.
And he knocks down the first one. And with Ish Smith, he filled in for Reggie Jackson a lot as a starter last season, and he was terrific. He showed that he can be effective in whatever role you need him. Stan Van Gundy had high praise for him.
Yeah, and what I like about him is that he'll give you production if you play him 5 minutes or 30 minutes. Never loses focus or disappears in a game.
So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe. We all know just how physically strong NBA players are, Steve, but they have to be mentally tough as well. How about in that category? Who has the best mental toughness, guys you've observed?
I look at a guy that loves the big moment right now. Top of the list has to be a Kyrie Irving, LeBron James, the great ones, Russell Westbrook. I mean, his focus, and James Harden. Those are the guys that's goodness, terrific.
Wow. Yeah, still commanding a lot of defensive attention. Howard just keeps his head up and finds the open man.
Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. For Detroit, they've gone 3 of 7 shooting the ball here in the second quarter. Lobbed up there for Drummond. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Feeds it to Monk. Beyond the arc. It's good. It's his second basket. He's shooting 2 for 4.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Here's Kennard. They get it again. Drummond, and it's blocked to stop the run. Knocks it loose.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know. And when you can outscore your opponent in transition, that's always going to work to your advantage.
The reason why a number of guys on this roster, they are built for speed. Why not play to your strengths?
Kid Gilchrist with the steal. And now here comes Williams.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively, turning into easy points.
To the paint, Howard with the steal. Williams inside, working on Tolliver. That's good from Williams on the assist from Lamb. Lamb's got his 5th assist in this one. Smith outside. Pass to Kennard. He kicks it to Drummond. 6 on the shot clock. In it goes. That's his 3rd bucket. He's missed 5 so far.
Taking a hit, completing the play. Drummond with the excellent body control there.
The execution on point. Just terrific timing on these passes.
You know what? Controlling the pace, being patient, great vision. We're seeing it all tonight.
Smith outside. Pass to Kennard. Doubled by Howard. Dishes to Tolliver. Here's Bullock. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. No good with the elbow jumper.
The defender took away the airspace, crowded him. That changed the shot.
And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. And just a year ago, it seemed that things were set in place for Howard, playing for his hometown team. But in a surprise trade, he was moved out to Charlotte.
And there seems to be a lot of reasons for the trade. I mean, Howard wasn't the right fit in Atlanta, a team trying to get smaller and younger. Never easy to get traded from your hometown team.
2 shots.
And the first one drops.
You heard a lot of legends saying Dwight Howard should dominate in the post. I think he still can on the defensive end, not so much on the offensive end.
Here's what Detroit's going with right now. Tobias Harris comes in for Anthony Tolliver. And Bradley's subbed in for Kennard. Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for Charlotte. He's off on the second. You know, Steve, even at his peak, Dwight Howard probably dominated more with force than with finesse, perhaps.
You're so correct. He dominated with defense, rebounding, and finishing with power. That was enough to make him a superstar. He's never been the most skilled offensively. He hasn't needed to be.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Williams comes with a double team. Here's Drummond. Not going to go that time. Great D that time from Howard.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
And good that time.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Smith kicks to Bradley. Dwight Howard grabs the board. Howard's got rebound number 12 here already in the game. The shot by Monk is no good. Detroit's gone 2 of 4 from three-point range so far in the second quarter. The shot's good from Smith.
The defense slow to react that time. Smith makes them pay using his quickness.
And it's Kid Gilchrist. Oh!
Goodness.
Terrific.
Wow. Oh, that's an old-fashioned rim wrapper.
Just a remarkable jam. These fans' jaws are on the ground right now. Bradley against Batum. Batum with the steal. And finished off by Kid Gilchrist.
Oh, quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and offensively.
Terrific defensive instincts to come away with that one, and he showed no hesitation in how he completed that transition opportunity.
And that one's good. Drummond's got 4 points this quarter.
You have to block out better than that.
Oh!
And slams it home and gets some camera time on the end of it.
He did. He spent a while up on that rim, didn't he? Smith kicks to Bradley. Pistons passing it around. Drummond a screen. And here's Harris from the arc. It's good. The assist that time from Smith. 10 points for Tobias Harris.
And they are absolutely stroking it from beyond the arc.
And that one drops for him.
And a sharp pass to set up that high percentage shot in close.
Smith kicks to Harris. Another 3 for Detroit.
And you know, he's enjoyed the kind of day you expect in terms of shooting the basketball. He can.
Oh,
yes. Goodness.
And the physicality of Howard completely overwhelming the defense.
Now, here is Smith. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Chicago.
And when you factor in the assist totals, that's a complete game.
Harris kicks to Bullock. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist. Bullock's got 5.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
And the basket is good. Got it to go through on the contact, so a free throw coming up. A great opportunity for a three-point play.
And when you look at Kid Gilchrist, and he is certainly known for his ability to defend and attack the rim, he's a terrific athlete, and he uses that athleticism on both sides of the floor, and just a prototype when you look at that hybrid forward position.
Langston Galloway's checked in for the Pistons.
One shot.
And you look at the size and game of Kid Gilchrist, he is the opposite of what most GMs look for in that 3 spot. But Greg, he makes it work.
Yeah, I mean, most teams want a tall 3 that can stretch the floor. Kid Gilchrist isn't that, but still gets playing time because he's effective when on the floor. If you play defense like he does, you're going to find a way to get on the floor.
Attacking the defense with the pass. Love the unselfishness.
Here's Galloway. Over to the wing. Here's Drummond. It's rebounded by Charlotte.
He's hit a rough patch this quarter. He's trying to shoot his way out of it, though.
Howard. And that one goes long. And O'Brien gets it to go.
And is it any wonder they're ahead in this game? His perfect night from the field has been the catalyst.
Galloway, the pass to Bradley. Drummond a screen. Will it go? And no problem from Bradley as he finishes at the rim. He's got 5.
Bradley has some long strides, eats up ground in a hurry. This is a guy who knows how to orchestrate an offense. Terrific lead pass.
Detroit's gone 4 of 6 from long range in the second quarter. Solid shooting. Galloway kicks to Bullock. Inside. And that one's good. Drummond's got 6 in the quarter.
In attack mode inside, the best of Drummond comes out when he's being decisive.
And stolen by Drummond. Here's Galloway, guarded by Walker. Knocks it loose, and stolen by Howard. A fast break now for Charlotte. The offensive rebound. Some solid defense from Harris.
Just tentative in the paint, lacking a little bit of confidence, allowed the defender to recover and contest that shot.
Here's Drummond, lays it up off the glass. Drummond's got 12 in the game.
And now he's taken a solid opening in the quarter and built on it here in the second.
And here's a look now at the shot chart showing the field goals attempted locations for Williams.
Well, this is what you wanted to see from him. I mean, he's not settling for anything and is going right at the defender, taking the ball to the rim whenever he can. And the attitude he's had on offense is keeping his team flying around as his energy is contagious out there right now.
Detroit's gone 7 of 15 from three-point range tonight. They're not afraid of that shot. Drummond a screen. Kid Gilchrist with the steal. And now running up the court, Kid Gilchrist pushing it up.
And on the defensive side, just a failure to match up.
Well, the one thing you want to take away is anything at the rim. Just too easy.
So far, we've seen them be a bit careless with the ball.
Simply put, out of control is how they've played thus far. They're going to have to reel it in and show some more discipline. And doing a much better job from three-point range than they were in the first. It's going to help them chip away at that lead. And not the prototype power forward, but he has tremendous athletic ability.
30 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Outside Bradley. On the wing, Harris. The Pistons working the ball around now. Bradley can't get it to go. The Hornets shooting just phenomenal here tonight. 73% from the field. Kid Gilchrist, no luck.
Can't finish. And defensively, nice job of altering the shot without fouling.
The feed to Bradley. No good from outside. And so it's the Charlotte Hornets with a major 39-point lead here at the end of the quarter. They've got a big advantage in the turnover stats because of their intense defense. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks a lot. Dwight, what did you guys do to get the lead?
We're just trying to play good defense. It's tough down there, but we're doing a good job of making them just shoot one shot and get out and run.
We'll see if we can keep that going in the second half. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime
Welcome,
Show.
everybody. So far, a pretty one-sided first half. Ernie Johnson with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Charlotte had no problems getting going. Their exceptional focus and all-around execution immediately triggered a 15-4 run at the start. They were able to string together a nice set of offensive plays to finish the quarter, making their last 4 shots. Then in quarter number 2, it was all hands on deck, and what a show it was. Quality execution, good efficiency, some tremendous defensive play helped them take a decisive advantage, and they're running away with this one. Kenny, let's get your take on Charlotte.
Well, their field goal percentage is a number that jumps off the page. May I say it's Shaq-like?
That's a good one.
Seriously, they're incredibly efficient shooting the basketball, and I don't think they settle for any bad shots. And you're never going to go wrong with that strategy.
And Shaq, what are your thoughts on Detroit?
Well, they got to do a better job on the glass. Ernie, they got outworked. They were weak physically. That's part of how they fell behind in this game. I think if they could control those things, they'll be okay, Ernie.
That's it for halftime, as the second half is just about to get underway.
And welcome back to the Motor City with a look at the giant fist of Detroit legend Joe Louis. And thanks for joining us again, folks. 2K Sports broadcasting here on MLK Day, bringing you the NBA. You know, Michael Kidd Gilchrist has been exceptional here, guys.
And through the first 2 quarters, he was extremely aggressive, picked up a number of steals.
He did a nice job reading their plays as they were developing. His anticipation was off the charts.
And welcome back to the 2K Sports broadcast of the NBA, celebrating Martin Luther King Day. Smith and Bradley are together in the backcourt. Inside, it's Harris and Drummond. And it's Bullock in at the 3. That's the group starting the second half for Stan Van Gundy. No one near Smith as he lets it go. That one wide left. And a fast break now for the Hornets. And Walker gets it to go on the assist from Kidd Gilchrist. And it's 6 points for Walker.
And you can see now they're starting to push the tempo to good effect. And when you look at what the Pistons have done, pretty clear this is a team that has a vision of who they want to be. Strong defensively, really good at rebounding the basketball, and I think deliberate and patient on the offensive side of the floor.
Smith's gone 1 of 4 so far. And Kidd Gilchrist throws it down.
Oh, and how about squeezing the orange as tight as he could there before the stuff?
Yeah, no way he's going to lose that thing on the way up. The Pistons the ball at 42%. Smith kicks to Bullock. Here's Drummond out to Smith. Here's the 3. He can't get that one. And Charlotte will go the other way with it.
They can't buy one right now. 0 for 4 already to start the third.
Nicely done. They continue to attack inside, and that's 10 points in a row in the paint.
For 3, Harris. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Smith's got 5 assists in the game. For Charlotte, they've gone 3 of 4 so far in the third quarter from the field. Pretty good start to the half. Here's Batum. And he banks in the layup. Batum's got 11 points.
Firing on all cylinders here in the third. Only 1 miss in 5 attempts.
And Smith gets double-teamed. Bradley against Kidd Gilchrist. Bradley dishes to Drummond, kicks it to Harris. In the corner, Smith with it. Shot clock at 5. He's looking for Drummond and finds him. Hammers the alley-oop through.
With the flexibility to adjust at the rim, Drummond can catch the pass almost anywhere and still throw it down.
Great way to see the alley-oop. That replay courtesy of Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment.
You like the aggressiveness, pushing all the right buttons. He has this team rolling.
Drummond a screen. Smith the pass to Harris. No good with the triple.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play. Yeah, and in terms of accuracy, they are dominating the second half.
I like that they're trying to maximize the value of each possession, and you know their coach likes it.
Bradley against Batum. And Drummond kicks to Bradley. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. For several years, you've looked at Andre Drummond, and the first word that comes to mind is potential. He is still learning, still developing, certainly. But, you know, you wonder, Steve, if he's starting to approach the type of player he's going to be in Plateau.
You know, let's be clear. He's a great player, but people might have overshot what he could have been. Needs to play with a bit more urgency, but he's still young, and he can make another leap in his play.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First free throw is good. Smitty, you were very much the prototypical wing player during your career. When you look around the league, which current player reminds you, say, most of yourself and your style?
You know, I think a guy, he's getting a little bit older, but I think a similar guy for me was Joe Johnson. Some of the guys I love watching right now, I was definitely not that long, and a guy could create that much space is Giannis because he can handle the basketball. I'm looking forward to watching Ben Simmons. I like the 6'8", 6'9" guys that can handle the basketball, but I would say Joe Johnson, and he's still going.
those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
Drummond a screen. Smith drives in. And it's Drummond missing.
And forcing the miss there. He just knows how to pressure you defensively.
And also protecting the rim at all costs. I love the anticipation to affect the shot.
And wasting no time in transition, really pushing the pace.
The Hornets have only one missed free throw. They've had 5 attempts and made 4 of them. Bacon, he's checked in for Kid Gilchrist. That free throw good from Walker. And the new CBA hammered out Smitty last season between the league and the players. It really seemed to get done. Adam Silver, a terrific job. Chris Paul leading the players' side. They got together early and seemed to be much more cordial in their negotiations. I think that's a wonderful sign.
I think the game is in good hands right now, and I was happy from, like you said, from the league side and the players' union side. You said it best, Kevin. They got together early, and that's why I think it was seamless. And the game right now is going so well, and they didn't mess it up, and I'm happy about it.
And you know what? I'll even go on. I'll take it one step further. I don't know if there's a professional league in the world right now that is in better shape in almost every aspect than the NBA. What do you think?
I totally agree, Kevin. Right now, we have a magical time right now in the NBA. Things are running well on the court and off the court.
Oh, fellas, that was vicious two-hand monster slam.
Guys, I don't think there was anyone who could have stopped him on that one. Here's Bikes, guarded by Walker, stolen by Walker. Here we go, one-on-one. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And so many great Pistons over the years. You think back to the bad boy era and all throughout the great history of this franchise. Smitty, you grew up in the area. Was there a Piston you modeled your game after growing up?
Yeah, there were. There were 2 guys, and Joe Dumars and Isaiah Thomas. You could see their impact both these players had on both ends of the floor. They were interchangeable. They both can handle, can shoot. And what I love is the chemistry they had between those 2, and they are good friends of mine.
And that one falls for Walker. Jeremy Lamb's checked in for Charlotte. And so Walker nails both of them. Detroit's gone 1 of 4 in 3-point shots here in the third. Here's Bikes, guarded by Walker. And there's the pass to Kennard. There's the double team with Lamb. Johnson kicks to Bikes. And again, it's the Pistons missing.
I'll tell you, he just hasn't been able to get it done on the offensive end. It's kind of dragged down the team. How about the quarter he's having? Tremendous execution on the offensive end, helping to further fuel this lead.
For Charlotte, they have been coming through at the charity stripe. They've made 7 of their 8 attempts.
And 72% on the year. I'm sure they'd like to improve that category.
One shot, mind the lanes.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
The Pistons shooting 40% from the field. Johnson the screen. Tolliver dishes to Bikes. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Knocks it loose. 6 to shoot to stop the drought. Good as the jump shot falls. Charlotte shooting has been sensational. 75% for the game. Williams can't hit.
Woo, you know that's one he liked to have back. Point blank range, and he missed it.
Here's Kennard. He dishes it to Bikes. Puts up a three. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Walker's got 3 rebounds so far in the game.
His lack of consistency with his shot tonight, it's held them back.
And so it's Detroit with the ball. When this game is done, they'll be off to take on the Raptors. That will be a getaway game for them, a 1-game road trip. Johnson draws the double.
Jump on, jump on. Cool it. You two players.
And so it's Detroit with the ball. Here's Lamb, and slam dunk by Lamb.
And he gives that rim a good tug on the way down.
Oh, that's how you drive your point home right there. Detroit's gotten 1 of 6 three-pointers to drop since coming out of the locker room at halftime. There's the double team with Lamb. Out of bounds. Charlotte takes possession. And a look here at the shot chart for the Pistons.
Well, he has turned in a complete offensive performance so far, and he isn't through yet. I mean, you have to admire the work rate he's put in to get open on every trip. Even when he isn't the one scoring, he is affecting the defense as they have to gravitate towards him.
And it's the Hornets with the ball. Offensive rebound. Kaminsky misses.
Just great at getting after it defensively, forcing guys into tough shots.
Yeah, to be successful, you've got to protect the paint. He rises to that challenge.
Here's Walker. Lamb. Here's Williams. Just couldn't take the lid off. They had their chances, but came up empty. The Pistons shooting 40% from the field. Johnson in the corner. And the 3 off target. Hornets shooting a hot 57% from the field in the third. Walker. Count that as his 7th field goal in 10 tries. He's shooting a very good 70%.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
Bikes, the pass to Johnson. He feeds it to Bikes. They double team Johnson. Pass to Moreland. The dish to Tolliver. Just 4 to shoot. Stolen by Walker. Oh, and here comes Walker all alone.
Oh! About that athletic.
Way up there.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
When your defense translates into offense, it's a beautiful thing.
Stolen by Walker. A fast break now for Charlotte. Here's Bacon. And Lamb slams it home.
Defensively, you cause the miss, but then you have to corral it.
You know, there's nothing more frustrating than that. Giving up points on a possession, you won.
To the inside. Passes it to Kennard. Good on the triple. Kennard's got 7 points in the game.
I mean, just a good shooter taking what the defense allows. Find some space out beyond the arc.
Allowing no space for the shooter to get comfortable. Just terrific defense.
What I love is he takes the right angle, affects the shot without fouling.
The shot by Moreland, no good. One item that stood out, their ball movement.
Things are definitely clicking, and more importantly, it makes it really hard to defend.
Pistons shooting an ugly 27% since halftime. Johnson kicks to Bikes. Pass to Kennard. There's the screen. No good. Shot missing. Nice D from Williams. And the pass to Bacon. The rebound by Johnson. Detroit with the ball. Feeds it to Bikes. And now the fast break. Kaminsky with the ball.
Oh! Wow! Oh, going vertical and get nasty on that one.
That slam, Greg, was one to behold. We'll remember that, baby.
He leaped off the ground and threw that down with some real ferocity. Wow!
Poked away. Down low. Here's Johnson. It's tipped. And here we go. Hornets running again. And the basket by Kaminsky. Kaminsky's got 4 points in the quarter.
Just giving up way too many transition opportunities.
Here's Bikes, guarded by Walker. Johnson, wide open, he fires. Fresh 24 for the Pistons. A fast break now for Charlotte. Lamb leading the charge. Up again, and Williams is right there. Williams has got 30.
You can tell he is on a mission down the stretch. Attack offensively and build on this lead.
The Pistons shooting 38% from the field, a pretty weak showing for them. The three from Johnson hits it from three-point range.
And really, as the three-pointers keep dropping, you get the sense that the frustration is mounting for the defense. Oh, Kev, he put some anger behind that one.
You're telling me. They set the screen. The tray kept alive. Here's Moreland, and good work on the boards. They pick up a second chance points.
How about the perseverance there, the extra effort on that offensive glass?
Williams can't hit. And the Pistons with possession. 1:03 left to play in the third. To the middle. Fast break now for Charlotte, and then Williams slams it in.
And he runs the floor with a purpose that time. Excellent play.
You know what? And a late reaction by the transition D takes it himself uncontested.
And for the Pistons, they're shooting a pretty brutal 29% since the break. Williams comes with a double team. Here's Bikes, covered by Lamb. Dishes it to Tolliver. 6 to shoot. Here's Johnson. Another miss by Johnson.
It's been a frustrating quarter for him shooting the basketball. He just has to make sure he's taking good shots. And this is the value of letting the play develop. You find the weakness in the defense.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Here's Bikes, guarded by Walker, and stolen by Williams. For the finish, it's rebounded by Moreland. Moreland's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Johnson in the corner. With the tip, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Oh, smooth. Guys, very good job getting himself in close enough that he could just tip it back in.
Well said. Those kind of plays in the offensive glass can tell the story sometimes, can't they? And so it's the Charlotte Hornets holding an unbelievable lead as the quarter wraps up. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. Back right after this. And now let's take a listen to Stan Van Gundy on a recent huddle.
We need to make solid plays, okay? Solid plays, aggressive plays, but solid plays, all right?
Wanting to keep up the energy here, Stan Van Gundy would also like to add a dose of greater efficiency.
You know, it's a delicate balance. To perform your best, you need to go 100%, but also be in control while doing it.
Happy Martin Luther King Day, everyone, and welcome back as we get going again here at 2K Sports. And on the court for Charlotte as we start the fourth, they've got Monk. Also, Carter Williams out there. Aiken is out there with Kaminsky. And it's O'Brien in at the 4 slot. Here's Carter Williams. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. And former Rookie of the Year award winner Michael Carter Williams, their guard. Things have really been tough for him since winning that hardware as he has bounced from team to team. Steve trying to find a spot in the lineup.
Well, MCW, a large part of it, he just isn't a good shooter. He can use his size and his passing to create shots for others. Very good defensively. It ends up being a liability on the offensive end, and that's hurt him.
He's off on the first. Steve, we're hearing more and more about video game competitions, the rise of esports. It's big business. Have you been following any of that?
Yes, I have. Rick, Fox, Shaq, those guys with E-League here at Turner Sports. I get a chance to watch it, bring my kids here, and watch of it. I'm amazed. It's growing and growing and growing, and I love the competition of Rick Fox, Echo Fox versus Shaq's team.
And he's good on the second.
But you know he's an inconsistent jump shooter. That's also carried over to the free throw line for Michael Carter-Williams.
There's a screen by Marjanovic. From the arc, Galloway with the bucket.
And since halftime, they have been locked and loaded from beyond.
Yeah, forcing defenders to come out and guard them, which could open up driving lanes if they want to take advantage of that.
Outside Bradley. Ellenson with a screen for Bradley. He kicks it to Ellenson. 5 to shoot. Offline with his 3.
You won't see him miss many of these. A wide open look from distance.
Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
The first free throw is good. Well, in the last half-decade or so, the NBA, Steve, has realized the true value of the corner 3, and now offenses all over the league are designed to take advantage of it. Part of that is because it's just closer to the rim than any other three-pointer.
Yeah, you're right, and you should. I mean, when you have a three-point arc, yes, the corner threes are going to be shorter, and it's harder from a guy to shoot it from straight on. But when you have a guy that can shoot it straight on, you can see the dynamics of a team defensively. It's hard to cover. But I don't think the NBA should widen the court because of the value of the corner 3. That's a part of the game.
Should the lane be widened? Should we talk about the court and making all the threes the same length? How about the lane?
Well, I think you can widen the lane if you change the defensive rules, because right now you're allowed to play zone. If you went back to man-to-man, yes, I think you should widen it. But teams are allowed to play zone. I think the value of keeping it the same helps the defense a little bit more.
Poked away. And a fast break now for the Hornets. By himself, flushes it down to finish the break.
Oh, how about using the rim to get some true hang time?
You know, he just wanted to make sure the landing was softer than the takeoff. Detroit's gotten just 1 of 4 three-pointers to go down for them here in the 4th. On the wing, Harris. Ellenson kicks to Harris. Again, the miss by the Pistons. The Hornets have gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. Bacon's shot is off.
Coming down the stretch here, holding the lead. You like him to be more efficient offensively.
Here we go, one-on-one. Here's Howard. Down through the hoop it goes. That's his 5th make on 9 shots from the floor.
Defensively, just too many baskets in transition. That's been the difference.
There's the feed to Harris. Back to Galloway. And that one's good. Marjanovic.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket pop.
You like the extra pass. MCW using his height to see over the defense, and he finds the open man.
3rd minute of action now gone here in the 4th. Down low. A nice shot by Ellenson.
High percentage play. Working the ball in close, then the nice move to convert.
Howard, and then jammed down right as he goes over Marjanovic.
Yeah, and Howard's still a forceful finisher around the rim.
And it's Ellenson in the corner. That's good, and so Galloway with the assist.
What a valuable asset to the offense, having a big with that kind of range.
And it's Howard finishing it off.
I tell you what, that's an excellent pass there. Carter Williams almost with like a sixth sense to see the play as it develops.
The Pistons have gone 4 of 8 in this fourth quarter, shooting an even 50% from the field. There's a screen by Marjanovic. Jumps up, and it's Howard finishing it off.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal, and then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
When your defense translates into offense, it's a beautiful thing.
The Hornets another fast break chance right here. Monk's shot's good.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Detroit's gone a disappointing 2 of 6 on three-point attempts here in the fourth. Monk with a double team. Kicks to Harris. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Oh, and here comes Monk all alone. Finished off the break.
And guys, you'd have to say this run really triggered by their transition offense.
And for the Pistons, they're shooting it well here in the fourth quarter, 50%. To the left wing. Ellenson kicks to Harris. The Pistons working the ball around now. And Bradley gets it to go.
And what I like about Avery at the guard position, he's unafraid to challenge the interior.
And O'Brien gets it to go.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Pass to Bradley. Back to Galloway. He dishes it to Ellenson. He feeds it to Harris. Shot clock at 6. Passes it to Ellenson. The three-pointer off the mark. Charlotte in total control. Three-pointer. Monk's shot's good. Monk's got 7 points for the quarter.
And you gotta love that three-point stroke of Monk. I mean, he's got such a high arcing shot there. It gives it a good chance to go in from deep.
Drops in the tray.
Okay, it's on. Trading blows here from distance.
You know what? Both sides are in rhythm. The defense out there having no effect.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Ellenson with a wide open look. Off target with his 3.
In this second half, the defense have been baiting him to shoot the 3, and we're seeing why.
And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
And he makes the first. So for the Pistons, Reggie Bullock, he's checked in for Harris. And Smith subbed in for Avery Bradley. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. For Detroit, they've gone 6 of 12 from the field here in the fourth and even 50%. Smith with it, now defended by Carter Williams. Here's Ellenson from outside off the mark.
He clearly wants to try and close this game out strong, but your deep range isn't there. You just can't keep forcing it.
The Pistons shooting 40% from the field. Fires the 3. And the rebound goes to the Hornets.
The defense fortunate there. He's a guy you hate to leave wide open.
Here's Howard. That one finds the mark. It's the 10th time he's done that tonight on 14 shots.
See, this is how you dictate the flow of the game. He's been lit this quarter.
Knocked loose. Ellenson. And Ellenson throws it down.
Okay, 2 hands for safety. That's what they say, right?
That's right. He was ultra safe with that dunk, no question. Bacon gets the bucket. Bacon's got 8 here in the quarter.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
And Smith gets double-teamed. Here's Ellenson. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Charlotte has gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Howard laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Howard's got 23 points. And Detroit has possession. Here's Marjanovic, and fouled as he went up to the dunk. Good aggressive move, and he'll shoot 2.
Shooting 2.
Free throw drops from Marjanovic. A different look here for Detroit. Moreland's checked in, and it's Kennard in for Langston Galloway. And a switch here also for Charlotte. Julian Stone's checked in for Carter Williams. So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2. The Hornets shooting wonderfully up to this point, 67%. The offensive rebound, the second effort, and Dwight Howard again. Howard's got 16 here in the second half.
And they've gotten very aggressive on the offensive glass here in the second half, getting a lot of second chance points.
Kennard, the pass to Bullock. Now the dish to Smith. To the middle. Here's Marjanovic. Second chance shot. And he makes the bucket, drew contact, and gets the whistle too.
His combination of energy and anticipation showing up on the offensive glass.
Charlotte making a switch here. Kaminsky's checked in.
One shot.
The free throw drops from Marjanovic.
And one of the problems in the first half, that shoddy work at the free throw line. They needed to fix that, and they've been much improved since the break.
And how about Monk there scanning the floor for the open teammate? That's how you develop a trust from your teammates.
Over to the left wing. Bullock. And again, it's the Pistons missing. Charlotte has gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Baseline jumper. That one's not going to go. And the Pistons now going the other way.
So much sharper, so much more efficient with his shot this half. Just taking what the defense allows.
Pass to Kennard. There's the pick. Teardrop shot. Rebounded by Howard. Charlotte in total control. Here's Monk. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
And maybe not as highly touted as some other guards that went before him, but Malik Monk can be scary on the floor. He can get hot like no other, and once he's dialed in, the points just seem to flow.
And Greg, as you said, Monk has that ability to take over with his shooting.
I mean, Monk looks to get going with his scoring at all times, and he's just got that shooter's mentality where all shots are good shots. That can be a positive and a negative, but I prefer he have that aggressive mentality when it comes to scoring the basketball.
Free throw drops for Monk.
There's a quiet confidence that Monk seems to play with. You can see he just feels like nobody can guard him. Kid just plays with an edge.
Both good from the line that time. And the Pistons with possession here. And here's Smith. The pass to Marjanovic. Here's Moreland. Using his post moves to get the 2 points.
Well, this is what every coach emphasizes. Keep your head up. Be willing to make the extra pass.
So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
The free throw drops for Kaminsky. He hits both from the stripe. Now Smith. Feeds it to Moreland. Over to the wing. There's a screen by Marjanovic. Here's Bullock. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Here's Bacon. The shot, no good. Excellent defense there from Smith. Pass to Kennard. Dishes to Bullock. Off target from outside.
Oh, man, he hasn't had the rhythm tonight. Tried to make up for it there, but it just wasn't meant to be.
Monk's shot's good.
I tell you, Monk can fill it up in a hurry. Well, once he gets on fire, the D knows they're going to be in for a long night.
The feed to Moreland. Pistons passing it around. Here's Kennard. Here's Marjanovic. And terrific work on the offensive glass, and he picks up 2.
Taking a workmanlike approach inside. That's the shot you want.
Straight power, homie. I mean, he ripped it down with both hands.
Absolutely a resounding dunk. The Pistons shooting in the fourth quarter has looked shabby, 38%.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Hornets.
Their shot blocking turned out to give them a big advantage in this game.
Yeah, excellent defense around the rim there, Kevin. They were disciplined and focused.
So looking at the season total, this will be their 17th win.
And with this win now, we're all square, 1-1. 2 more games yet to come in what's proving to be a very competitive season series.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Dwight Howard.
He did all the dirty work that they needed, clearing out space underneath and securing rebounds.
46 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Kaminsky with the double team. It's stolen by Kaminsky. Up and in, that's his 10th make in the contest. He has only taken 13 shots.
And how much longer are they going to keep that foot on the accelerator?
Well, this is less about winning the game now and more about making a bold statement.
Moreland kicks to Marjanovic. And Marjanovic with the slam.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher.
Tremendous effort here on the road. That plane ride home is going to be sweet.
They better have some extra goodies on that plane, because after this blowout, they deserve to be rewarded.
Timeout.
And every set they're running looks like it's designed to produce a triple.
Interesting approach coming down the stretch. Looking to rack up points in chunks.
Charlotte calls timeout. They're up. There's 10 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Guys, what's your take?
I'm not sure why you call a timeout this late. I mean, the game is more or less over.
I'm not questioning that either, but he clearly hasn't given up on this one quite yet.
Now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Dwight Howard.
And what an amazing ball game we've seen from him. It's been a one-man show worth the price of admission all by itself. There wasn't anything he couldn't do on that court tonight.
And they were in danger of losing back-to-back games before he stepped to the forefront here tonight. This was not a game he was going to let get away from him. Here's O'Brien. He kicks to Howard.
Oh, man, it's close, but, didn't get on balance quick enough.
And that one falls for Howard.
And the former first overall pick in the 04 draft, Howard has had a stellar career, a dominant force who continues to frustrate the opposition.
And both free throws good for Howard. Here's Bikes. So no problem for Charlotte as they get the win. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Kevin, thank you. Michael, the key to this game for the team tonight?
It was just a team effort. We moved the ball on defense. We were trying to help everybody out and be in the right spots all the time, and we were able to come up with the win.
Part of a rebuilding team here, Michael. Thank you for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Steve Smith, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.